Hello, everyone. Welcome to December. And I hope you're having a good December and taking advantage of some of the things that were talked about in the December energy update, which is really taking care of yourself, leaning into some time for yourself, maybe freeing up, things that you don't really have to do, but we think we have to do, obligation kinds of things. So really leaning into this quieter time of the year. When I say that, I'm talking about nature-wise. And a lot of us are having a lot of snow as well, so it's a kind of a cozy time. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. So today I wanted to get this out because Ron and I had another conversation that he agreed to put out on a video. And so today what we're going to do is talk to you, well, it's a continued conversation about his journey in his spiritual awakening with his growing gifts of channeling and conversation he has with his guides, one of which's name is Stuart. And Ron prolifically receives information. And I just don't know how he remembers all of it. It's crazy, but it's just part of that gift that he has. So remember, he was a former pastor too. So there's I don't want to say a lens, but there's the religion theme comes up, and as we know, that's part of the spiritual awakening journey to kind of understand all of that from a different perspective too. And so we're talking today about, again, some of the things that he's recognized and realized and received information on, and they're complex thoughts, honestly. And in talking with him, I'll get additional information, which I do share in the videos, as I think if you've seen Ron and myself together, that's obviously what the point is for me to also get information. But he always usually has so much to share. So he's speaking to his recent journey over the last month or so, and what's been going on and some of the awarenesses that he's had. So we wanted to share this with you today so that you can, again, as I always tell everyone, see what resonates for you. Is it another puzzle piece or something part of this video that he's recognized that you can take forward for yourself? Because that's really what this journey is all about, is, again, as I have always said, it's the puzzle pieces. We're putting together the puzzle pieces. And it doesn't mean you have to take everything forward. It's what resonates with you. So hopefully you'll enjoy the conversation that we have today. Maybe sparks some awareness in you or synchronicity as well. And then we're going to be moving into the solstice. I cannot believe it. It's kind of funny because I do love winter. I live in Iowa, so 15 inches on the ground, just had a big old storm yesterday. Anyway, really enjoy winter in that sense. But what I really love seeing is the solstice coming, not just for the magical nature of it, obviously, cosmically and just spiritually speaking, but also for the fact that we're going into longer days of light, which I love. And so it's just a great time to kind of recognize the sun and what it's, doing for our ascension journey, for Earth herself and that symbiotic relationship that they have, which basically impacts and influences us. And the sun's been really active lately, if you're, not keeping track of that. But I think we can't not keep track of it because of how we feel. Like, I know I'll do this thing where, and it's typically with my mom, because she's going through her journey at 88, which is really cool. But she'll say, I don't know why I feel so tired these days. She goes, maybe it's just my age. And I'm like, let's just look. And she said, I've been fatigued for 3 days, so I'll go look. And there's been this the massive solar flare in the last few days, right? And so usually that lines up for her very significantly. But anyway, so we got all that coming up here, the solstice, which is exciting. We've got the new year coming up, and we just had the 12/12 portal. So again, every month presents its own energy. And the other thing, this is kind of interesting too. I have a friend who's really into astrology and really good at it. And she made some comment the other day, because remember, I read energy. She made a comment the other day and said, we're in a completion cycle. I go, what? She goes, we're in the 9 year. She goes, we're going into a 1 year. And so I had to ask her, what do you mean? And so this all makes so much sense with the information that I've been bringing through with this new time to come and why we're resting in December and why we will be seeing great activity in 25 and 26 because 2025 or excuse me, jeez, 2025 is a completion year. 2026 is a 1 year. So it's, I mean, all of you are probably going, yeah, well, I knew that. Well, I didn't. So anyway, I saw the energy behind it, didn't understand it that way, but we're in a 1 year. So if you think about your 9 cycle, your last 9 years, what was happening in 2016 for you? All I know is my awakening started, and my partner at the time died from glioblastoma brain cancer in February of 2016. So, yeah, I mean, that's when my awakening started. I about fell over when she said that. I said, oh my God. So 2016. So think about what your 9 years has been like. It's a completion cycle right now, and we're going into a whole new one. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just heard bright times to come. Yeah. Now, again, as we know, it might not look like it on the outside, but we're talking about you individually as a light worker moving forward in this journey where we collectively then all come together with our fields and our light all spread across the earth to shift and change everything for good. So that said, I'm going to send you over to Ron and myself. I'll quickly wrap up with you in the end. And if you want to reach out, check out purplerainhealing.com for all of my services, and we can talk about what might work for you during these times. All right, I'll see you at the end. You said you had an existential collapse. You're wondering if you're
Yeah.
going into a dark night of the soul. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, am I going into another session of the Dark Night of
I
the Soul?
know. You
Because
just don't know what's coming up. I
I
know.
was kind of like, I'm just not really interested right now. Can we just put that on hold for a little bit? Needless to say, that collapse was huge.
Oh.
Um, and what was bizarre about it, just talking about little oddities, right?
Mhm.
So I'm in the middle of this. I don't even know how to explain it, right? This soul-wrenching thing. And in and in the process, I'm buying a car to replace the car that had the battle with the deer and lost. And guy hands me the contract, and I kid you not, the numbers. So the numbers, the time, not the time, the numbers, the contract number, and the price. And when I say the price, I'm talking about the money that I owed for the down payment. It was 11 sevens in a row. There is no freaking way that's a coincidence, right? Well, then I drove the car, so it's a used car, and I drove the car off the lot. I got about 4 miles down the road and it just stops running.
That's what I was just, I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute. This isn't going to
Just,
work out.
just stops running, right? So I fiddle around with it and I get it to start up, and I'm on the highway of all places. So I just go up to the next exit, turn around, and I'm taking it back to the dealer, and it stops again. Well, in the middle of this, I'm trying to get a tow company, all this stuff, and I'm sitting on the inside lane of a 4-lane road. So the worst possible place you could be. And one of the local officers, he comes and he spins around, he gets behind me, puts the lights on, so I'm feeling a little bit better. But on his car, the the patrol officer car number is 1111. When I reached the tow company, it was at 1111, and the price to get the car towed to the dealership was $111.11.
Wait, don't, okay, so don't you just wonder, and I know you're probably going to continue on, but I'm like, what? We,
Yes.
what, we get all our, like our numbers during like some of our roughest times or whatever, or like, what is that? What does that mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
I'm,
supported. I get that, but
I was just
what?
kind of like, I don't even know where to go with this, right?
No.
But it's in the middle of this collapse that I'm having, right? And I was just like, I don't even know where to go with this. I don't even know what to do with this, right? So that just kind of like started off the month, right? And then I'm into this collapse and I'm trying to understand what in the world is going on
Mhm,
here,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
And in this, when it first when it first started, it was kind of like you know how sometimes you're looking at a picture and somebody painted a picture in the picture, right? So you've been looking at that picture, this close to your face now for a year or something. And then you back away from it and all of a sudden you see the bigger picture in there, right?
Mhm.
Well, that's what was happening, but the picture was so huge, it just literally overwhelmed me. And I was like, holy cow, you know, like holy cow. And 1,000 different things of my life all clicked into place, which even made the picture more relevant.
Ooh.
And it was kind of like this, see, you're not imagining this. It was kind of like, that's what I felt like the universe was telling me, kind of like, see, you're not really imagining this. Here it all is hooked together. On the second day, I sat down here at my desk and I don't know, it's like 5:30 in the morning or something like that. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just trying to figure out like what does this mean? And there was this weight, this it really wasn't a weight, it was a pressure from the inside trying to get out, but it felt
Mhm.
like a weight pushing down on me.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, what do I do with this? Like, what is this? Where is this? And it's I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but like when it happened, it got really quiet
Oh.
down in my soul. I mean, it got like silent. And I'm just sitting there with it and I'm like, okay, what do I what do I do with this? And then I started trying to process all the little pieces coming to, like I was like, okay, I don't even know how to explain it, but I was like, okay, let me just kind of like put these pieces together. Let me just kind of like start putting the pieces together and see what this looks like, right? And as I'm sitting here, I mean, literally from the top of my crown right down to my butt sitting in my chair, it caught on fire like you would not believe.
Ooh.
I was, it was painful.
Ooh.
It was so hard. And I was like, wow. Wait, in that presence of mind, I'm like, is this one of those Kundalini things?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my ears started ringing like you would not believe. I mean, they were just,
You know what I'm getting? Let me give you this.
yeah.
It's like they just said the words rotor rooted, like you're like, "Ooh," and then all of
Oh,
this light starts to come in and expand you. And was this during, well, I mean, we've been having crazy solar flares, so it's always happening. That's always happening. So that's that I'm getting that as an extension of this.
oh yeah. So, well, it's funny that you say roto rooter. Just hang on, just strap in and hold on, because
Oh
this
my
one,
God.
it's still blowing my mind. And so what was happening in the meanwhile? Let me just paint you a little bit of a backdrop. I'm putting the whole YouTube channel together.
Hmm.
So with that said, that's where I'm at when this happens. I'm like, Stuart, look, I'm putting the videos out there, okay? I've already got the videos. I'm doing the thing. I'm doing not like he was telling me to do it, but I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm like, all right, I'm doing the thing. This is where I'm at. I got nothing. Nobody's talking to me. Team, they've who knows? They're out to lunch. And I feel like I'm talking in an echo chamber, and I'm just like, wow, what the
Mhm.
heck is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So later on that day, it was literally like I'm in a completely pitch dark room and somebody threw the lights on, and I could see everything, and I could feel everything, and it was overwhelming as all get out. And I just sat there and I just cried. I just cried for like 2 hours. I literally just cried. Because here's the revelation that hits me, right? Do you understand what an egregor is?
No.
Okay, so in my travels across this past 15 years of awakening, an egregor is a collective belief
Oh.
that has been given energy
Oh, yeah, we
and
got a lot of those
become,
out there. That's
yeah,
basically what we've created our society
yes,
around. Yes.
right. So you create this
I didn't know it had a
ethereal,
name. I didn't know it had a name.
oh yeah, you've created this ethereal being that you are feeding, and then it is ruling over you. That's an egregor. That's a very oversimplified thing, but that's what it is. So I'm sitting there and I've been saying for a while, right? I've been looking at it. I'm going, okay, I'm putting together the pieces. Like, so I'm looking at all the religious texts and I'm like, they're just scripts. They're they're not they're not telling you how to get anywhere or do anything, or they're telling you what you have to do and who you have to be and how you have to act and blah blah blah. But what's happened is if you're Hindu, right, and you believe that that's the way,
Yeah.
you've created an egregor. If you're Pentecostal and you believe that's the way, you've created an egregor. If you're Hebrew and you believe that that's the way, you've created an egregor. And I'm going, I've been saying this for a long time, but I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't bring that in and go, well, how does that connect? Like, what does that do? Right? So I've just had it sitting off on the side. So when I'm sitting there and I can feel everything and the lights turn on, the kids come home, everything's happening. I'm having this massive vision and I'm seeing Adam in the garden. And again, this is not religious, right? This is structural, right? Forget the story is just a mechanism to convey the idea.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
all it is, right? So there's Adam in the garden, he's walking with God, you know the story, doing his thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's unity. He's in unity with quote God, right?
Hmm.
Then he's put to sleep. Think about what we're saying. He's put to
Oh.
sleep.
Oh.
And then the woman is taken out of Adam. The woman is taken out of Adam.
Oh.
Let all that go. Unity is divided into polarity.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, and
Oh,
then
wow. Oh, wait. And also the feminine masculine aspect is
keep going.
divided. Does that make sense to you? Like,
Yes, you're getting
oh, I
but
have
to me,
chills.
all of
Oh,
this splits open.
it's almost a metaphor instead. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, that's
It's not
exactly
like
what
it.
it is.
I mean, it's
Th-
not like we take things so literally. It's not like Adam and Eve, maybe, well, we're even, do you know what I mean? They're a
Doesn't
metaphor.
matter.
They're an analogy or a metaphor for what's
Yep.
happening to human consciousness.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This
Yeah.
this is what's resonating me. None of it matters. They're all just mechanisms to communicate to you in this realm what's going on. That's all they are.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And like the revelation you're just having, put mine on like 10,000 times harder because now I'm looking at it and I go, oh, wait. So now when we talk about upon Jesus's return, the sky will be split from the east to the west. Oh, and what happens? Unity returns, supposedly, right? And I'm being very, very loose here. But all of this is analogy. The whole thing is a bookend. Over here, polarity was created or generated or exists or whatever, and we stepped into it. We willingly stepped into it. And then over here, at some point, wherever, it's going to collapse back into unity. Oh, now if you can just let that spill across anything that you know, what do we what do we literally see happening, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow. And now, 2 days later, Stuart shows up. I'm like, dude, where you been? Like, really? And we start talking, right? And I don't know if I'm asking the question. I don't even know what's going on at that point. Like, I was so overwhelmed with the whole thing. And I'm asking questions, and Stuart's very clear. He says, you need to be very, very clear. Polarity and duality are two different things. You have to have polarity to have creation. There is nothing else that will do it. You have to have the positive and the negative, if you want to call it that, but the
Yeah.
opposing poles, because when they come together, that's where the spark of creation happens.
Hmm.
And all of this exists because of polarity. So you want to know what a sunrise is, you got to know what a moonrise is. You want to know what warmth is, you got to know what cold is. That sets up the experience. But it's all linear. So if you think about it, hot and cold, while they are experiences, they're all on the same product line, if you want to call it that. It has to do with temperature, period. So the unity is the temperature. Hot and cold are just two polarities on that line. Duality, on the other hand, is separation, right? Us and them. It's when the idea that you're over there and I'm over here and we're the best and you're the worst and we're righteous and you're not, that's duality.
Hmm.
That is not polarity.
Hmm.
And I'm going, holy cow,
Hmm.
wait a minute. So then Stuart takes me down this road and he's talking about, so the thing that's popping up in my mind was the double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. That's a passage from the Bible. Almost like Stuart knew exactly what I was thinking. And he's like, oh, you want to talk about the double-minded man? You need to understand what that word means. It comes from the Greek and it means double-souled. And I was like, hold on. I've been studying the Bible for 30 freaking years. I've just never looked that word up
Hmm.
in an interlinear or a Greek. I've never looked it up to see what it meant. And I'm going, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. So that idea that we are born split, i.e., the devil and the angel and the devil are inside of us, right? And what have you. I can see where that comes, where it gives rise from now. And
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. But see, it goes immediately into duality, not polarity, right? And I'm just, at that point, it's the enormity of, it's like a gabillion volumes of encyclopedias just exploded in my head. And I'm connecting it to like once you see it, you
Uh-huh.
can't unsee it.
Uh-huh.
It's everywhere. It's all around us. It's everything. And
Oh,
you
totally.
can, uh-huh. Yeah,
Totally, it is everywhere.
when you see it, right, you can look at it and this is what I've been able to do since then, right? I can look at something and go, okay, that's polarity. Oh, that's duality.
Because polarity is a continuum.
Right.
Duality doesn't have any connections. It's two different things. It's polar,
Exactly.
like,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when I'm looking at stuff and I'm going, oh, but here's what's happened, right? There's a part of this that's intentional, and then there's a part of it is just human condition, right? Human heuristics, just the way that we are designed to process information. Oh, we just immediately in our mind associate, oh, this is that, right? So, oh, this is ice, but it's cold. So we can immediately make the ice is cold. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Mhm.
heuristic. And then over here, there's an intention. And this is where it gets really, really heavy.
Mhm.
This is an egregor, and it has an intention
Yeah.
to put you into a feedback loop to keep fearing,
Keep you in that box.
or I should say, keep feeding this egregor because that's the only thing that keeps it alive.
Totally.
So we conflate those words into one thing, duality.
Mhm.
And now we are mislabeling, we are misidentifying, we are responding to all of it's wrong. And what I mean wrong is it's not that it's wrong like, oh, you did something wrong. That's not what I mean.
Mhm.
It's wrong in the sense of polarity is a necessary requirement to have reality. Duality is not, right?
Right. No,
But
that
we're
makes so much sense.
attacking polarity and we're attacking duality because we are double-minded.
And
Two
polarity gives
souls.
you, yes, and polarity gives you experience. Think about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. That's
Polarity
where you
gives
get the
you,
arrow of time. Yes.
yeah, you get that continuum of experiences. Everybody's different in how they experience things.
Yep.
But what's happening now in our world is it that
The
um,
duality.
yeah, and it's that lower frequency mindset or that those energies that are creating that because that's where the split comes. That's where
Right.
separation is, right? It's not with polarity, it's with duality. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yep.
Like duality
And,
puts a concrete wall in between the two.
right. So,
The either or. And
yep.
there's no
Exactly.
gray. There's no spectrum,
Right.
like polarity
Exactly.
polarity has.
Yep. Exactly. Where polarity has that spectrum.
Yeah,
You over here, you move from black into gray through the colors all the way to white. Right. And
yeah.
remember, black is not black. Black has absorbed everything.
Yes.
White is not white. It's the culmination of unity of all of the colors that
Wait.
create white.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you do that, right? So
So they're basically one and the same, is what
yes,
you're
just
saying.
opposite, just the
Right.
the
Right.
one end of the spectrum to the
It's
other
part
end
of
of
the
the spectrum.
polarity. I mean,
Yes. If you go on the sine wave, one's the top, or you could start at zero and then one's 180, right? So there and then down here, and it just cycles through and it's doing its thing. So all of that is unpacking, and I'm just blown away, right? Well, then in the meanwhile, the solar flares and everything else is happening, and I'm going through this wicked, and I'm just saying wicked from I go from I can't sleep and I'm awake for 2 days to now I'm sleeping almost, 18 hours again,
oh
right?
yeah.
Doing this thing, and I'm like, I, holy cow, where do you go with this, right?
Yeah.
Um, but what's occurring in me now, right? It's so weird because like it's literally, we say this, the spiritual community, we're looking for this, that's what we want, but it's that inner calmness.
Mhm.
But for me, right now, it's completely still.
Ooh, and you know what? I'm just going to tell you.
Uh,
That's what the December energy update is about in a very human, personal way, in that that's what they want us to focus on is to be able to just be, take time for ourselves. You're really in the depths of it, the stillness. That's what,
well, this is, well, I can't say that this is different. That would be wrong. This is so foreign to me.
yeah.
So to me, it's a great big thing. To somebody else, it might be like, oh yeah, been there, done that. You know
No,
what I
I
mean?
get it. No, I know
But
what you're
from
talking about.
my perspective,
Yeah, I get it.
but what's crazy about it is now I'm sitting here still and I can see everything.
Mhm.
I feel like Neo when he started to see the code in the
No,
Matrix
yes. No,
kind of thing.
this is the part of the journey. Yeah.
And I don't mean to make that analogy because I make it way too much, but it's that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
wow. And it doesn't matter
It's
where I
very big
go.
picture, very big
Yes,
picture, very big picture. Yes.
it
And
doesn't matter.
let me ask you this.
Yeah,
The other part that comes with it, at least for me, um,
yeah.
is I ask you if this is part of it, is kind of like, this is going to sound, I don't know if I can put it into words. Kind of everything drops off as far as what you get really emotional over or what's important or what, like, you don't get jazzed up about a lot. There's like just the kind of that level of stillness, or there's not a lot of interest in the things you used to be interested in. It's a, it's, how do I, it's seeing the big picture of things makes you realize the small things that you used to get so hung up about don't matter.
Hmm.
It's that bigger, is that happening to you at all yet? I
So
mean,
what you're talking about, the way I express that
yeah,
is
you'll probably express it
I
better than me
have
because I can't put it into words.
no, I have zero reaction,
That's it. Oh, that's so good.
right?
But then when you do, on the rare occasion, which happened to me yesterday, oh my God, like all of a sudden I felt super uncomfortable. Like
Yeah,
I just got chills. And like I had
yeah.
to experience that, and I'm kind of making up for it today. Because I didn't have all the facts and I
No,
kind of reacted in an unemotional way, but just more profound and verbal, and like I expressed my opinion, which is fine.
right.
But at the same time, I didn't have all the facts. And so yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
And then
Feels
so for
weird.
you, here's the thing, right? So for you, maybe this is happening. I don't know because I was like, I just I don't even care anymore.
That's it. That's
Not
it.
caring
No,
like
I know. That's it.
it's not it's not caring like abandonment. That's not
No, I
it's
know. Hmm.
I don't have any energy to give to it.
And you don't put the level of importance on it like you would have previously.
Exactly.
That would then affect you emotionally for days on end.
Right. Bringing all of that into bringing that all into full perspective over the course of days, it hits me. God, however you want to qualify God, is an egregor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now,
Oh, oh, yeah. Okay.
who has that unquestionable, unalienable authority to put you back in your place? God.
Yeah.
So there's a new term in my
Oh, I
lexicon.
see where you're going with this. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes. So
Okay,
in
wait,
my
let me stop. I gotta throw this out. This is probably gonna sound like blasphemy to a lot of people, but the God idea, even though I have a belief in a higher power, was created by it was create it was a created McGregor thing to control and we know that with the Roman, like with the church, right,
yeah,
with Rome, but the whole idea of God we have got totally wrong
you, you
because
as
of the
I
McGregor, because it was
E
it's our original McGregor.
it's a E Gregor, but yes.
What? Oh, I thought it
So
was McGregor. Oh, E
yeah,
Gregor.
no, it's E Gregor. So
Okay.
here's the thing. So when you look it up, you can actually find it.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? So, and you are correct because for me, having been a pastor, having been a
I
Bible
know.
teacher, having been a counselor, for me to say something like this,
Uh-huh.
I mean, my ego was screaming at me. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was telling me,
Oh,
who
yeah.
the
Because
hell
your
do
ego's
you
based
think
on all
you
that.
are?
Your ego's based on all that history of layers of like having to dig under to get back to the original truth.
Right. But here's the thing. The egregor, I'm sorry, the ego is what created the egregor. So those two are in a symbiotic relationship. Feed me to feed him to feed me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what you're pointing out, once that totally unpacks in your head, you realize the whole freaking structure is one feedback loop to keep you feeding that egregor. And I'm sitting here,
The whole system we're in. And
now I'm the one with I got the chills, but
yeah,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
all that one egregor God event part then filtered down into all the other
Yes.
smaller ones that
So
infiltrated society.
here's the new word in my lexicon of words, right? So it's funny, I started out with the biological service unit, right?
Mhm.
And various members of the team have renamed that. So now it has multiple different names. But I've come back to this. There's industrial religion. And within industrial religion, put your job, put your church, put your belief, put your politics, whatever. The idea is that within industrial religion, you play the duality game. I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican
Oh
or I'm
yeah.
a constitutionalist or go to your job.
And
I'm a
remember,
doctor.
there's no spectrum. There's no
Yes.
polarity.
Yes,
It's black
exactly.
or white. There's no gray. None.
Yes. And I'm like, holy cow. So not only am I seeing what's happening right now in the present right now, but I can see back thousands of years
Mhm.
what's going on here.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, okay. And then Stewart says, so we need to go back to the garden. You already know the answer. You remember it now. I'm just calling it to your attention.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. And he's never said that to me before like that, right?
Mhm.
He's told me that I'm remembering things from previous lives, from, past things, whatever, but he's never said it like that. And I was like, okay. And then I go back to that vision of the woman being taken from the man, right? So there's polarity. And then we go to the where they eat the fruit, right? And now there's duality.
Mhm.
I'm going to go a little physics on you here. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. It's zero at the top of the circle, right? That's a phase position. Then you go all the way to the bottom at 180 degrees. You're 180 degrees out of phase.
Okay.
What that means is these two never see each other,
I was just gonna say it's the opposite.
but they cancel each other out. You never see them,
No.
right? So here's the thing. Adam, when when pulled apart into polarity,
Yes.
then eating the fruit went into duality. Who's talking to Adam from that point on? The egregor.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the punishment, all the shame, all the you're unworthy, all the, and then my mind, right? I'm remembering all of this. It's crazy. If you can imagine like I don't know how to say it, like a dome. Let's just imagine a dome over a city or something like that,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Inside of the dome is a frequency. It's the frequency of unity. You have now taken on or diminished that and taken on the frequency of duality. You didn't get kicked out of the garden. The frequency here and the frequency you took on could not coexist. You just had to leave.
Hmm.
So when the angel's standing there and he's got the flaming sword and the whatever, that is simply a vibration. The sword is simply a vibration. This goes back now 8 months. I don't remember when it was, but I had this vision of the 12 bar gate. You remember, I think we talked about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the sonic disillusion. Just let that sink in. It's not that you can't go back to the garden,
Hmm.
but you have to resonate with the garden to
Oh,
get in.
like
You,
it's the original frequency.
yes.
Yes.
So what we're
Oh my
doing,
God, that's what we're doing. Oh my God.
there you
Oh, we're
go.
going back to the garden by doing
No,
all
I,
this
I,
work
I'm
that
not
we're
saying
doing.
we're going back to the garden. I don't
Oh,
know
no,
if we're
no,
going
no.
back to the
But the
garden.
garden is the original, or
Unity.
original state and frequency and vibration of
Yes.
oneness
Unity.
and
Yes.
the God source.
Yes, exactly. So this is all the stuff that's like just exploding out of my head. Like literally in my soul, like I said,
But see,
volumes of these libraries opened up.
and
And I'm
see what's
going,
happening. Let me just
yeah,
add one more thing
yeah,
because I got to add this. What I just
yeah.
said was when I said go back to the garden, it's the garden of you. Like this is why it's an
Yes.
individual journey to back to the
Yes.
garden. And that's why we have to, that's why that forever and a day they have said to me, this is an individual journey that rolls up
Yes.
into the collective. Oh, I just got chills again.
Yes.
And they've always
Yeah.
said this. And it's the inner work. And a lot of people are like, oh, inner work. And I'm like, no, it is. It's peeling off the layers to get back to what you're just saying here, the
Right.
garden of us.
The garden.
Yeah.
We are the garden.
Yes, it's all there. All those seeds. Okay, think about this. Here's a good
Yes.
metaphor. Here's a good metaphor. So I live in Iowa. The prairie is there's no prairie left, maybe 1% of our land. It used to be all a prairie, right? But guess what? Those seeds are under there and they
Oh
will
yeah.
start sprouting back up. And it happens. You'd be
Yep.
amazed what happens. It's the same idea. It's still there.
Right. This is where duality gives you the illusion of separation,
Yes.
but duality itself is an illusion, right? So we're dreaming inside of a dream.
Uh-huh.
I hate to go back to the Inception narrative, that movie Inception, where they were in the dream, in the dream, in the dream,
Oh yeah, I
right?
gotta watch that again. That was such a good movie.
And I'm like, holy cow. So this is why you have people. This goes back. What's funny is this kind of goes back to the movie Player One.
I never saw
Playing a
that.
video game and you get to a certain level, and then you don't want to take any risks because you don't want to have to go back and start over again,
Hmm.
right? So you never come out of the dream that you're dreaming into the next dream because you've got to come out of several dreams to get to the surface, right? Get back to unity.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy because all that's unpacking in my head. I'm remembering all of this. I'm
Hmm.
remembering it like I was standing there
Hmm.
and I'm going, holy cow. And then it hits. So I've already created videos about this. I've already translated this transcript. It's already out there on the YouTube channel. I mean, I think I shared with this. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Way back. So we're talking my birthday in 1989.
Hmm.
I had a spiritual encounter. I had something happen. And at that time, I'm living in the Bible Belt of the United States. I'm in Florida. And of course, everybody equates that to, oh, you just got born again. Oh, you just had an
Okay,
encounter with
yes.
Jesus or the Holy Spirit or
Yes.
whatever. And it's a context. It's a frame. It's a context frame that I can start hanging stuff in because I don't know how to explain what happened, right? But it happened.
Hmm.
I can't deny it.
Hmm.
It happened, right? And then on July 4th, so literally just like 3 weeks later, we're the guy that was talking to me through this time.
Hmm.
Took me to church, and we went to a or a worship team practice, whatever. And they said, "Hey, you want to take the next step and get baptized in the Holy Spirit?" And I was like, "Sure. What is that?"
Hmm.
And so everybody gathers around me, and they're all laying on of hands, and they're all praying in tongues, and we're all doing this stuff. And it's okay, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of waiting. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things. Like, hey, where's the lightning bolt that
Right,
come through the ceiling? Where's the
right.
whatever? And out of the pit of my stomach comes, "You are called to the dead and dying church."
Oh, I remember you said this.
Okay, so I did tell you about this. Yeah. So
Yes,
what do you do with
yes. I mean, I bet you were like, what? What?
right? So you got the ego grabs a hold of that, of
But think
course.
about that.
I've got a mission, you know, I've got a
Right.
plan. And I take off and I go to Bible school and I all this stuff, right? And but the thing is, I'm dealing with that. I'm like, what was that? What did that mean? I'm preaching, I'm teaching, I'm asked to go give these lectures to these big councils, and all the while I'm looking out and I'm going, if you're with me or I'm with you, however you want to look at that, if we're together, you're the dead and dying church. That on its surface sounds so incredibly freaking arrogant. And so I've never ever said anything about a couple of really close friends I've shared that with, but I haven't ever spoke it out, right? And I've kind of like shoved it over on the, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we're gonna put that way down here
Yeah.
on the bottom shelf, way in the back, and we're
Yeah.
just gonna let it sit there.
Yes.
Well, through this thing that's happening, what I'm realizing is the church is not the building. It's not the body. It's
Mhm.
not a religious organization. It's you.
Oh, yeah. In the reference that you're making. Yes.
Yes, it's you.
Yeah. The dead and dying
You,
church. You're dead.
right.
That's
So if
yeah.
you go back to
And you're
Paul,
rebirthing yourself. I mean,
exactly. If you go back to what Paul said, he's talking to somebody and goes, "Why would you join yourself to a prostitute? Don't you understand you are the temple of God?"
mhm.
And this is all, I mean, it's just, and again, that's not a religious teaching. Please don't.
No,
I'm
no.
not religious teaching here. It's the only context that I have to work in. That's the frame that I have to work in. But here he is, and he says this,
But it's
and
also
the
a metaphor. Think about it.
right, right. And the weight of it, though, just crushes me. I'm
Yeah.
like, holy cow. That means my wife, my kids, my family, anybody that knows me, they're the dead and dying church.
Right. But it's not a testament of their
Oh, no, no.
it's
Yes,
the dead and dying church is all that layers of the onion we're peeling back.
yes. Yeah,
That's what it is.
that is not a judgment against any,
No, and it's not even a
no,
judgment against religion or church or whatever.
no,
It's
it's
it's a
not.
metaphor of the dead
Nope.
and the old ways cannot live
Yes,
in these new times to come. And so what
yes,
we're having to do is shed now we're having to shed the things that don't serve. Now, I
right,
will say, and you know this from having been in church, there again, this is the continuum, this is the polarity. It's not a duality like church is not all bad. That
right,
there's community, there's people that literally lives are saved through that. I
right.
mean, things. So
Yes,
again, it's a polarity, but at the same time, what we're having to do is take the part that doesn't serve any longer, that is not the truth of ourselves,
right.
and expunge that. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. No, absolutely. So yeah, thank you for bringing that to clarity because if we did post this as a video, I want everybody to
I think
understand
it'll be a really good video.
this has nothing to do with a denomination.
No, and I always tell people,
Yeah.
and I think they get that on my channel. I think
Oh,
that
I
is,
know, but who knows where this will go, right? But the
yeah, yeah.
point is, it's exactly what you said, right? It's the dead and dying church of the egregor.
Yes, yes,
And
that's
see,
key.
once that clicked into my head, everything makes sense.
Yep.
And I'm going, oh, wait, right? So, but again, now, and this is where Stuart and I were having this really, I mean, normally I'm on the receiving end of whatever is being said. This was not that. I'm telling him what's going on, and all he's doing is going, yep, yep. A couple of times he said, hold on, let's make sure you're not going down a rabbit hole. And I'm like, nope. Yep, yep, you're remembering this. And I'm going, I don't, I don't even know what that means. I'm remembering this. What is that? And he says, why do we call you the emissary? Carolyn, it felt like a ton of bricks dropped on me and I was stopped in my tracks. And I was like, I don't know. Because from another whole thing,
Mhm.
language is the detriment, right? Language is what collapses the waveform. It discretizes feeling, makes it not real. Feeling is shared. We don't get to speak it.
Mhm.
We try to describe it and then we ended up collapsing it because you can't explain the most exquisite sunrise you've ever watched and have somebody go, wow. Doesn't happen. I mean, they might do that, to recognize or to acknowledge what you're saying, but they can't feel what you felt. They
Right.
might get a sense of it, but it's discretized, right? It's digitized. It's being communicated. It's in language. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, wow. And then Stuart says, and I say this, but I'm remembering it too at the same time. Stuart's kind of just confirming what I'm remembering. And I'm going, it's because now that I'm shedding all of this stuff. I'm in no way saying that I'm there or I've completed or I'm not even suggesting that.
Well, it's a continuing journey.
But you're a tone and see what I see now, what I hear. It's really what I hear. Everybody else is a tone too. We're a frequency.
Yeah.
And some of us are out of tune, we're in tune, we're wrong key, whatever the case may be, right? But now I hear the whole thing. I stand outside and when I hear the birds, like the other day, it got down here to like 20 degrees, 25 degrees or something for a couple of days. And then we had this day where all of a sudden it was like 70 degrees. In November, that's crazy in Virginia, right? But the birds were out and I can hear them and they're singing, and they're doing their thing. But I'm not hearing the bird singing. I'm hearing a tone in the orchestra.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Right. So, yes, I heard the bird, I heard its whip-poor-will type thing, but I just heard a tone and it's harmonizing with me, right? It's literally just harmonizing. It's resonant. And I'm going, this is crazy.
That's
Oh,
so cool. That's so cool. And I know what you're talking about. And I think this is where a number of us are, how do I explain this? I really feel, in a nutshell, this journey, a big part of it, all the nuances underneath and all that, is to be able to see everything from a higher perspective, to be able to see the big picture. Do you know what I'm saying? Like what you're
mhm.
saying, like you're able to go, oh, and that's where we can just kind of, I don't know how to explain that, but it's like where that's where you can start to just kind of be. And
Well, it's
it's
funny
not,
that you
you're
say
not as
that.
attached to things.
Right. It's funny that you say that. About 6 weeks ago, Stuart and I went into the whole Mandelbrot set. I don't know if you know what that is, but
No.
it's a very simple mathematical equation that an IBM engineer figured out back in the 80s. And it creates those really pretty spirals instead of spirals. And that's what Stuart was like, you can see here, this top level, but you can also move 400 layers into that set and see the individual beauty there too,
Mhm.
because it's unity across the entire creation. And I'm just like, oh, what do
Wow.
I do? So that's kind of my that's been kind of my month.
Okay, there's your video for today. I wish you a wonderful next week. Solstice coming up here we have. Lean into that, make a little recognition of it, whatever you choose to do on that time. It's such an important time as we're moving into a beginning of a full new cycle. And with that, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll have a message come up for the solstice. So we'll see. And if so, I'll make sure to try to get that out right away. But that said, I hope you enjoyed the conversation with Ron and myself, and I will see you in the next video.